First contact gone wrong. The human spaceship Helios cut through the darkness of space, its reinforced hull gleaming under distant starlight. Commander Elena Santos stood on the bridge, her weathered face reflected in the tactical display as she studied the unusual energy readings at the edge of human space. After 15 years of peaceful expansion, humanity had grown comfortable with their position in the galaxy. Perhaps too comfortable. "Commander, those energy signatures are getting stronger," Lieutenant Jack Morrison reported from his sensor station. "Whatever it is, it's massive. And it's not matching any known configurations in our database." Elena's fingers drummed against the armrest of her command chair. The Helios was the pride of the human defense fleet, a Hyperion-class warship equipped with the latest in human military technology. They'd handled pirates, navigated asteroid fields, and protected colony ships. But something about these readings made her skin crawl. "Full scan, Lieutenant. I want to know what we're dealing with before." The void erupted with light. Where empty space had been moments before, 3 vessels materialized. Their hulls seemed to bend reality itself, geometric patterns shifting and flowing like liquid metal. Each ship dwarfed the Helios by several orders of magnitude. "Incoming transmission," Communications Officer Maya Chen announced, her voice steady despite the tension filling the bridge. "It's different from anything I've ever seen. The universal translators are struggling to process it." A sound filled the bridge, not quite speech, not quite music, but something between the two. When it resolved into comprehensible language, the message sent chills down Elena's spine. "Human vessel, you have entered restricted space. Your species has been deemed unworthy of interstellar travel. Submit to immediate containment or face extinction." Elena's jaw tightened. "Open a channel." "This is Commander Elena Santos of the HSS Helios. We claim right of peaceful passage under the Galactic Conquests." The alien vessels responded with fire. Beams of impossibly bright energy lanced out, striking the Helios' shields. Alarms blared throughout the ship as systems began to fail. "Shields at 40% and dropping," Morrison shouted. "They're weapons. They're not just damaging our defenses, they're rewriting them somehow." Elena's mind raced. The Helios was the most advanced warship humanity had ever built, but these beings were operating on a completely different level of technology. They weren't just attacking the ship, they were attacking the very laws of physics that human technology relied on. "All power to engines," Elena ordered. "Get us out of here. We need to warn Earth." The Helios' engines roared to life, but the alien vessels moved with impossible grace, cutting off their escape routes. Another volley of energy beams struck the ship, this time targeting their propulsion systems. "Engineering to bridge." Chief Engineer David Chen's voice crackled over the comm. "The core is destabilizing. Whatever they're hitting us with, it's unmaking our technology at the quantum level. We have minutes at most." Elena watched as her crew fought to keep their systems online, pride mixing with fear as she realized the full scope of what they faced. Humanity had thought they were ready for anything the galaxy might throw at them. They were wrong. "All hands, prepare for emergency protocols," Elena announced, her voice carrying the weight of command despite the chaos around them. "This is not the end. Remember your training. Remember what we fight for." As the alien vessels prepared for another attack, Elena made a decision that would change the course of human history. Instead of trying to flee back to Earth, she ordered the Helios to make a blind jump into uncharted space. It was incredibly dangerous, but staying meant certain destruction. "Plot a random vector, maximum range," she ordered. "We'll either find a way to survive and fight back, or we'll die trying. But we will not submit to containment." The Helios' damaged engines screamed in protest as they forced them to their limits. The last thing Elena saw before they jumped was the alien vessels moving to intercept, their impossible weapons charging for what would have been a killing blow. Then everything went white as the Helios tore a hole in reality itself, leaping into the unknown. They had survived their first encounter with a force that saw humanity as little more than primitives to be contained. But survival wasn't enough. Somewhere in the vast unknown of space, they would have to find a way to evolve. Not just their technology, but their understanding of the universe itself. The hunt had begun. But who, exactly, was the hunter, and who was the prey? Only time would tell. The ancient discovery. The Helios drifted through unfamiliar space, its systems barely functioning after the desperate blind jump. Emergency lighting cast eerie shadows through the corridors as repair crews worked tirelessly to keep their wounded ship alive. In the makeshift command center they'd established in the auxiliary control room, Commander Elena Santos studied the damage reports with growing concern. "How bad is it, David?" she asked her chief engineer, who looked like he hadn't slept in days. David Chen wiped grease from his hands with a rag that had seen better days. "Bad, Commander. Whatever those weapons hit us with, they didn't just damage our systems, they fundamentally altered them. It's like trying to repair a clock where someone changed how time works." Lieutenant Morrison approached with a tablet displaying their current position. "We're completely off any known star charts, Commander. Best guess puts us at least 1,000 light-years from Earth, but with our navigation systems compromised, I can't be more precise." Elena was about to respond when Maya's voice cut through the ambient hum of emergency systems. "Commander, I'm picking up something on long-range sensors. It's massive." The main display flickered to life, showing what at first appeared to be a small moon. As the image enhanced, they realized it was artificial. A space station of incredible size, its surface covered in geometric patterns that seemed oddly familiar. "Those patterns," Maya said, zooming in on a section of the station's hull. "They're similar to the ones we saw on the alien ships, but different, older somehow." Elena studied the image carefully. After their encounter with the advanced aliens, she wasn't taking any chances, any signs of active systems or defenses. "That's the strange part," Morrison replied. "The station appears to be dormant, but there's something. It's like it's waiting for something. Or someone." The decision to investigate wasn't an easy one, but they had little choice. The Helios' systems were failing, and they needed shelter to effect repairs. As they approached the station, something unexpected happened. Ancient docking systems activated automatically, guiding their ship to a perfect berth, despite their damaged systems. The first exploration team consisted of Elena, David, and Maya, along with a security detail. The station's corridors were vast, designed for beings larger than humans, but the atmosphere was breathable and the gravity comfortable. As they explored deeper, their hand scanners began picking up increasingly complex energy signatures. "This technology," David muttered, examining a wall panel that seemed to respond to their presence. "It's not like anything I've ever seen, but it feels more accessible than what those aliens used against us. Like it was designed to be understood." They found the station's control center in a vast chamber dominated by a holographic display that sprang to life as they entered. Symbols and images began flowing through the air around them, gradually resolving into recognizable forms as the station's systems adapted to communicate with them. "It's some kind of library," Maya breathed, watching as star charts and technical diagrams materialized around them. Not just of technology, but of history. The beings who built this, they were archivists. They preserved knowledge from all over the galaxy. The display shifted, showing scenes of conflict, massive fleets engaging in battle, entire solar systems being transformed by technologies beyond human comprehension. And throughout it all, they saw the same ships that had attacked them, evolving over what must have been millions of years. "They're called the Preservers," Elena read as the station's translation systems finally synchronized with their own. "They weren't always like they are now. According to this, they once sought to guide younger species, help them develop. But something changed them. They began to see themselves as guardians of order, deciding which species were worthy of advancement and which needed to be contained." "And the station's builders?" David asked, his eyes fixed on technical schematics that seemed to dance at the edge of his understanding. They saw what was happening. Maya continued, reading more of the flowing data. They couldn't stop the preservers directly, but they could ensure their knowledge wouldn't be lost. They left these stations throughout the galaxy, waiting for species with the right combination of attributes to find them. What attributes? Alina asked, though something in her gut told her she already knew the answer. The patterns on the wall shifted again, forming words in various languages: curiosity, creativity, determination, the ability to learn and adapt without losing one's fundamental nature. David's eyes widened as he studied more of the technical data. Commander, these archives, they're not just historical records. There are practical applications here, engineering principles we could adapt to our own systems. We might not be able to match the preserver's level of technology. Elena studied the schematics carefully. The Unity protocol wasn't just an upgrade. It was an evolution, a step into unknown territory that no human had ever attempted. But as she watched the patterns of the searching preserver vessels, she knew they were out of options. "We didn't come this far to play it safe," she announced. "Begin the integration. But I want it clear to every member of this crew. This is voluntary. Anyone who doesn't want to participate can remain in standard duty stations." To her pride, but not her surprise, not a single crew member declined. The next 48 hours were a blur of activity as they prepared for the integration. The ship's interior reconfigured itself, creating neural interface stations at key positions throughout the vessel. The very walls seemed to pulse with anticipation. When the moment came, Alina took her place in the command chair, now modified with flowing lines of light that seemed to reach out to her. Similar scenes played out across the ship as crew members connected to their stations. David in engineering, Maya at communications, Morrison at tactical, each becoming part of something greater than themselves. The integration began slowly, a gentle merge of human consciousness with machine systems. Then the boundaries began to blur. Alina felt the ship as an extension of her own body. Every sensor reading, every power fluctuation, every subtle shift in the space around them became as natural as breathing. Through the Unity link, she felt her crew's presence, their thoughts and emotions flowing together without losing their individual essence. They weren't just operating the Helios anymore. They had become the Helios, while remaining uniquely human. "All systems integrated," David reported, his voice carrying both verbal and neural components. "Power output at 200% of theoretical maximum. Hull integrity enhanced. Weapons systems have evolved beyond original specifications." Elena opened her eyes, though she no longer needed them to see. The Helios had become more than a warship. It was a living symbol of humanity's ability to adapt and grow. Through their neural link, she felt her crew's readiness, their determination, their unity of purpose. "Plot an intercept course," she ordered, the command flowing through both traditional and neural channels. "It's time to show the preservers that humanity won't be contained. We're not running anymore." The Helios's engines hummed to life, but the sound was different now. Not the raw power of human technology, but the subtle harmony of something new, something that represented the best of both human ingenuity and ancient wisdom. They were about to challenge beings who had appointed themselves the guardians of galactic order. The odds were still against them, but they had one advantage the preservers couldn't understand: the uniquely human ability to take the impossible and make it possible. The hunter becomes the hunted. The transformed Helios moved through space like a predator, its evolved systems allowing it to track the preserver's search vessels while remaining undetected. Through the Unity protocol, Alina felt every aspect of her ship's operations as naturally as her own heartbeat. The crew functioned as one organism, their thoughts and actions flowing together in perfect synchronization. "Contact," Morrison announced, his consciousness merging with the tactical systems. 3 preserver vessels, same configuration as our previous encounter. "They're scanning the sector but haven't detected us yet." Elena studied the preserver ships through the Helios's enhanced sensors. What had once seemed like incomprehensible technology now revealed its secrets. The geometric patterns flowing across their hulls weren't just aesthetic. They were a complex language of mathematical principles that enabled their reality-altering capabilities. Their scanning patterns are predictable, Maya observed through the neural link. They're systematic, but inflexible. They're not expecting anything to challenge them at their own level of technology. Through their shared consciousness, Alina felt David's excitement as he analyzed the Preserver's energy signatures. Their weapon systems operate on quantum manipulation, but they're locked into specific frequencies. If we can modulate our shields too. Do it, Alina commanded, the order flowing through both neural and verbal channels. Maya, prepare to broadcast on all frequencies. Let's show them humanity won't be contained. The Helios's evolved systems responded instantly to their collective will. Shield harmonics shifted, weapons charged with energies that didn't exist in human science weeks ago, and their advanced stealth systems prepared to disengage. All stations report ready, Morrison confirmed, his consciousness merged with tactical control. We have solutions for all three targets. Alina took a moment to feel the readiness of her crew through their shared link. Despite their transformation, despite the merging of minds and machine, they remained fundamentally human. Their determination, their creativity, their ability to adapt. These qualities hadn't been replaced by the ancient technology, but enhanced by it. Take us in, she ordered. Let's introduce ourselves. The Helios dropped its stealth field and emerged into normal space directly between the three Preserver vessels. Before the alien ships could react, Maya broadcast their message on all frequencies, using the Preserver's own quantum communication protocols. Attention Preserver vessels. This is Commander Alina Santos of the HSS Helios. Your attempt to contain humanity has failed. We offer you one chance to stand down and recognize our right to exist among the stars. The response came immediately, but this time there was something new in the Preserver's transmission. Surprise. Impossible. Your species lacks the technological capability to achieve this level of advancement. Submit to containment or be destroyed. I was hoping you'd say that. Alina smiled, sending the attack command through the neural network. The Helios moved with impossible grace, its evolved systems allowing it to operate in ways its original designers never imagined. The first Preserver vessel fired, its reality-altering beam lancing out, only to be caught and redirected by the Helios's adaptive shields. Their weapons are based on quantum manipulation, David reported through the link. But thanks to the Unity protocol, we can see the patterns. We can counter them. The battle that followed was unlike anything in human military history. The Helios danced between the Preserver ships, its hybrid systems allowing it to match and counter their every move. When they tried to rewrite the laws of physics, the Helios adapted. When they attempted to trap the ship in altered space-time, the crew's unified consciousness found ways to break free. They're trying to coordinate their attacks, Morrison observed as the Preserver vessels moved to surround them. But their coordination is mechanical, predictable. They don't understand true unity. Alina felt the truth of his words through their shared consciousness. The Preservers had superior technology, but they lacked humanity's greatest strength, the ability to innovate, to think creatively, to adapt in the moment. Target their primary power matrices, she ordered. David, Maya. Show them what human engineering combined with ancient wisdom can do. The Helios's weapons fired, not with simple energy beams, but with precisely modulated quantum pulses that bypassed the Preserver's defenses. The first alien vessel's geometric patterns flickered and died, as its systems were systematically disabled. The second tried to escape into hyperspace, only to find its drive systems locked down by the Helios' countermeasures. The third vessel, perhaps recognizing the change in circumstances, attempted to broadcast a warning to the rest of its fleet. Maya intercepted the transmission, using their new understanding of Preserver communications to block it. They never expected this, she said through the neural link. They thought their technology made them invincible. They never considered that their primitive opponents could not only understand their systems but improve upon them. As the last preserver vessel went dark, its systems disabled but its crew unharmed, Alina felt a surge of pride through the Unity link. They had done more than survive. They had proven that humanity deserved its place among the stars. "Prepare to board," she ordered. "Let's show them another unique human trait, mercy. And while we're at it, we'll download their database. I want to know everything they know about other contained species out there." The victory wasn't just about survival anymore. It was about proving that humanity's approach to the universe, curious, adaptive, innovative, was just as valid as the Preserver's rigid order. And perhaps, Alina thought, it was about showing them a better way forward. Humanity's shield, the data retrieved from the captured Preserver vessels, revealed a galaxy far different from what humanity had imagined. Dozens of species had been contained, their development artificially halted by Preserver intervention. Some had been trapped on their homeworlds for millennia, their attempts at space travel mysteriously failing. Others had been forced into technological stasis, unable to advance beyond arbitrary limitations set by their self-appointed guardians. Through the Unity protocol, Alina and her crew processed this information with growing determination. The Helios had become more than just a ship. It was now a symbol of resistance against enforced stagnation. "Their entire empire is built on preventing change," Maya observed, her consciousness flowing through the ship's enhanced communication systems. "They're so focused on maintaining order that they've forgotten why civilization advances in the first place." "The archives from the ancient station make more sense now," David added, his thoughts merging with the engineering systems. "The station's builders didn't just leave us technology. They left us a choice, a way to prove that advancement doesn't have to mean losing what makes us human." Alina felt the truth of their words through the neural link. The Helios had evolved beyond its original design, but its crew hadn't lost their humanity in the process. If anything, the Unity protocol had strengthened their human traits: creativity, compassion, determination. "Multiple contacts," Morrison announced suddenly. "Massive Preserver fleet incoming. They're not just sending ships, they're bringing their entire containment armada." The tactical display showed dozens of Preserver vessels emerging from hyperspace, each larger and more powerful than the ones they'd encountered before. At their center was a ship that dwarfed all others, its geometric patterns flowing with enough energy to rewrite reality itself. "They're scared," Alina realized, feeling the insight ripple through the crew's shared consciousness. "Not just of us, but of what we represent. We've proved their entire philosophy wrong." The lead Preserver vessel broadcast on all frequencies, its message carrying overtones of authority and fear. "Anomalous human vessel, you have corrupted the natural order. Submit to immediate containment or face extinction. This is your final warning." Alina stood from her command chair, though in truth her connection to the ship made physical movement unnecessary. Through the Unity protocol, she felt every system, every crew member, every possibility flowing through the quantum-enhanced computers. "This is Commander Alina Santos of the HSS Helios," she responded, her voice carried by both conventional signals and the quantum communications they'd learned from the Preservers. "We will not submit to containment, but we offer you something better than submission. We offer you growth." The Helios's evolved sensors detected energy buildups throughout the Preserver fleet as they prepared to attack. But Alina wasn't finished. "You call yourselves Preservers of order, but true order isn't about stagnation. It's about balance. The balance between advancement and wisdom, between power and responsibility." The ancient station builders understood this. That's why they left their knowledge for species like us to find. "Your primitive understanding," the Preserver commander began, but Alina cut them off by broadcasting the data they'd recovered from the station. Statistics, historical records, scientific principles that showed how enforced stagnation led to cultural death, while guided growth led to flourishing civilizations. "We don't want to fight you," Alina continued. "Humanity doesn't seek domination. We seek understanding. We've evolved our technology, but we've kept our values. We can show you a better way. A way where advanced species guide others not through containment, but through mentorship. Through their neural link, Alina felt her crew's unity of purpose. The Helios' systems hummed with power, ready for either peace or war. They had not come this far to submit, but neither had they come to destroy. The silence that followed seemed to stretch for eternity. Then, remarkably, the geometric patterns on the preserver vessels began to shift. Their aggressive formation relaxed slightly. Your species, the preserver commander's message carried new overtones. Curiosity, uncertainty. You have achieved what we thought impossible. You have advanced technologically while maintaining your essential nature. Perhaps our understanding of progress was flawed. Then let us show you what's possible when you guide rather than contain, Alina offered. Together, we can help those species you've contained reach their potential safely. We can create a galaxy of innovation and discovery rather than stagnation and fear. The negotiations that followed would change the course of galactic history. The Helios became more than a symbol of humanity's resilience. It became a bridge between old and new philosophies. The preservers, faced with undeniable proof that their methods were flawed, began a slow but profound transformation of their own. One by one, contained species were given the chance to develop naturally, guided but not restricted by the combined wisdom of humanity and the reformed preservers. The ancient station builders' legacy lived on not just in technology, but in the principle that true advancement came from growth, adaptation, and the courage to change. As Alina looked out at the stars through both her eyes and the Helios' sensors, she felt the truth that had guided humanity since they first looked up at the night sky. The greatest discoveries come not from preserving what is, but from imagining what could be. The Helios had begun its journey as a warship, become something entirely new, and ended as a testament to humanity's greatest strength, the ability to face the impossible and find a way not just to survive, but to thrive, growing stronger without losing what made them human in the first place. It was just the beginning. The end.